the law of my imperfections, it was working for the good of other people. And I knew then that I was walking in my purpose and my calling.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. And Miss Michelle, Prophetess Michelle, um, when did you realize what your purpose was? And how have you kept your eyes on your purpose?
Mm. Again, that's a good question, loaded question. How I kept my eyes on the purpose, despite what was going on around me, is when the Lord spoke to me and He said, "When I give you revelation of a thing, it's for you to have." And so I kept that no matter what life or the enemy presented before me. A difficult task, easier said than done, but it's doable. And so what I did, when he finally allowed me to give birth in the natural, after doctors said that I would be barren for many years, then I began to understand the whole process of giving birth to something in the spiritual realm that God has created you to do. And with that, you're going to get labor pains and you're going to have to go through contractions. Those things are necessary for you to produce birth. And at the end of the day, the baby is the purpose. And so, what allowed me to continue striving in the purpose is no matter what I see, I know God still is. And so, if He showed me this, then it means it's attainable for me in this life, in this span of time. And so that's what allowed me to keep pushing past the oppositions and getting to the final destination that the Lord has for me to get to. Um, and as far as that, that's been a life thing ever since the tender age of 19 when I said, you know what, Lord, I'm just going to go ahead and submit to you and do what you call me to do. And many other challenges came through. And because of the grace and the grace of God upon my life, and many others that were watching me go through also saw the Lord bring me out. And so then they realized that He's not a respecter of persons. I had a living example of someone that had went through the fire and came out gold. And I know that I could do it the same.
Wow. So how can can you say you have rose above your emotions to keep pressing forward? Because we know sometimes our emotions can get involved and take over. So how have you managed to keep your emotions I guess low and rise above to keep pressing forward?
Mastering your emotions is not an easy thing. And just like you submit and give your yes to the Lord daily, that's something that I have to do, give my emotions to Him daily, especially 2 years ago. When I got the call that I had cancer, and at first my emotions, and I remember as I got the call, I ran outside and it was raining, and I just screamed out to the Lord, and I was like, why? And I'm doing this, why now? And immediately the rain began to come. And as the rain comes, He just spoke. He's like, are you listening? I need you to do this for me. I'm going to heal you. That's without question. I'm going to heal you, and it's not going to be with surgery, and it's not going to be with radiation. It's not going to be with pills. I, the Lord, am going to handle you. Healed you. And then He gave me a scripture. And so sometimes to conquer my emotions, I just have to physically say the promise out loud. And He gave me the scripture, Jeremiah 32:27. I am the God of all flesh. There is nothing too impossible for me to do. And so every time my emotions would try to take over, I will remember that and physically do Corinthians, cast down every imagination. I see my emotions are trying to get me scared. I see where it's trying to push me, but God has already promised me that I'm healed. There's nothing too impossible for Him to do. And sometimes getting those emotions in check was a daily thing, a minute thing, an hour thing. But one thing it is doable. And so if when you get a promise or you get a word from the Lord, you rehearse the prophecy until your emotions subside. That's what I do.